Good day to you and welcome to another Paddocks Club tutorial. Today we're going to talk about what to do when someone wants to change the use of an area. And I'm going to give you 7 questions which I suggest you should ask in those circumstances. Now, this might be somebody wanting to live in part or all of a garage. It might be enclosing a patio or a stoop so as to make it habitable, as you'll see in the pictures that I've given. The first question is this an extension of the section? If this particular usage effectively extends the floor area or the boundaries of a habitable area, then it's an extension in terms of Section 24 of the Act. It can't be approved by trustees. It needs the consent of owners by special resolution and the consent of all bondholders, that is, if there's more than 10% increase in the PQ of the section being dealt with. The second question, does Section 44(1)(g) of the Act apply? At the moment it says, when the purpose for which a section or an exclusive use area is intended to be used is shown expressly or by implication on a registered sectional plan, an owner can't use or permit that section to be used, or exclusive use area to be used for any other purpose. But if the written consent of all owners is given, then of course it may be. And if an owner unreasonably withholds that consent, the owner affected can go to court. You of course have to check the sectional plan to see that what it says. Third question, does PMR 68(1)(5) apply? This at the moment says an owner shall, when the purpose for which an exclusive use area is shown expressly or implication, not on a sectional plan, not allowed to be used for another purpose. But this is, as you know from the other Part 1 tutorial on the recent amendments, about to change from the 28th of October 2011. And it'll change to the text on the screen now. And what in fact it's doing is widening the scope of the restriction. So you can't use an area which is a section or an exclusive use area as from the 28th of October 2011 for a purpose that is contrary to that shown expressly or by implication on the registered sectional plan, contrary to something that is shown expressly or by implication on the original approved building plan, which can be inferred from the provisions of the rules or is obvious from its construction, layout and available amenities. Question 4, is the area designed for this use? Does it have the necessary light, air and drainage that is required for this new and different use? Does it have access to facilities? If it's half of a garage that's being used as a bedroom, can the people get through to a toilet? Are there, for example, bulk sewage, stormwater or electrical infrastructure points within this area? It's not unusual to have areas outside of kitchens which, as originally designed to be open, include things like sewerage inspection hatches and that sort of thing. When of course you decide to enclose them and to make them part of your kitchen, it's still got a sewerage inspection hatch in it. And then the question is it still suitable? And that has to be looked at in every particular instance. And then again, look at the nature of the building. If it's a single brick wall with no cavity, it's not meant to have people living there permanently. It doesn't have the thermal qualities to keep out heat. It's not meant to keep out rain entirely, etc. What do the ceilings look like? Are there ceilings? Are there not ceilings? Are people living in areas without ceilings? These are the questions. Question 5, do the building plans allow for this particular usage? You may need changes to building plans before a usage is legal in terms of your bylaws under the town planning scheme. And a change that for example, closes a balcony may affect the bulk or floor area ratio of all scheme buildings. You've got to be careful when these things are calculated in terms of the town planning scheme. Special allowances are made for open areas and garages. The second you start living in them or enclosing a balcony, you may change the entire ratio, not only for that particular owner but for everyone in the scheme. You may also affect the parking requirements. If, for example, a garage has been taken into account in the amount of parking available within a scheme and suddenly you're using it as a storeroom or a workroom or a bedroom, then you're probably going to find yourself in breach of the town planning scheme. Question 6, is there an impact on finances? Sounds a little question, but can be the biggest one, can be the most critical issue. Are other people paying levies or higher levies for the same use anywhere in the scheme? Because if there is, there's going to be trouble sooner or later. Question 7, is this use scalable? Can other owners do the same? And what would be the effect if all the people in the scheme did exactly the same thing? If it's not scalable, don't allow it. Don't let the chairman just say, listen, I need this special use and it's only for a short while. If it's not scalable, Don't allow it. That's the most, that perhaps is the most important thing. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any questions arising from this tutorial, let's discuss them further in the discussion forum.